Hi, welcome to Jade Kind Gaming, and my name is Adam, here with the 57th session of the Underland Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition campaign, with Austin as Erich, Ryan as Henwick, Bob as Kalidan, Nick is Jimmy, I'm Adam. I think I said that. Anyways, last time y'all dived into the crushing depths at whatever was that?
Yeah.
At Stygia.
I know in the
You
last
got
session.
to Erich sold his soul to be safe.
I still argue that that's not a Bob's contract.
Yeah. Y'all were safe anyways.
At that point, because that's such an open-ended question, he literally asked, would you like to be safe? And it's like, literally, if that constitutes a contract, walking to hell and somebody going, would you like to sit down, would constitute a sale of your soul for sitting down. Because there's no definition of terms, there's no declaration of obligation on either party.
Mm-hmm.
It is simply, you talk to me, I get your soul now.
So Erich sold his soul and ended up with a contract, which
So long as you're
which
fine,
he couldn't
so long as you're fine, that is the precedent you just set, that talking to a devil is selling your soul. If the devil wants it to be.
It's specifically based on an individual and a specific layer, but in that situation, yes.
In that situation, answering is the equivalent of selling your soul.
Unless you answered no.
Yeah, the rest of them answered no.
We were just willing to die in the campaign.
Due to the technique.
They were calling my bluff. I don't think you're going to TPK.
That's metagaming.
No! I was cool either way.
Yeah, my dude.
Yeah, of course you are. You're done with this.
My dude just got a god. He doesn't want to give it up.
Y'all explored the endless mountainside of Malbolge. Y'all stopped by the crumbling citadel, eventually found the River Styx in the mountain caves, traveled down to Maladomini, and are on an aqueduct that crumbles up ahead, surrounded by a wasteland of ruined cities. Oh yeah, so y'all reached sort of the cave and gone through the caverns and splashed down into Aqueduct, and it's sort of breaking up ahead. Just sort of ruined wasteland all around. Dead cities, crumbling roads, hollow shells of empty fortresses, slag heaps, and just a buzzing. Just buzzing of insects. And
Well, at least it's not jet engines.
since
It'd be way funnier if it was.
weirder.
Well, we're way higher levels, so we wreck a bunch of sturges.
Mm-hmm. Been there, done that. That's how you met the minor mind cow.
That's true.
Because minor minds are major business.
You know, it's my own fault. I said the words.
I was
Say the right words!
I was actively not bringing it up because I know it annoys you when I create companies in your games.
What was Puck's tagline?
Perfectly nutritious.
It is perfectly nutritious slop.
Yeah, their big claim to fame is any species could eat it and it would give nutrition to all of them. It didn't say it tasted very good, but it was perfectly nutritious.
For further details, see the Into the Fire Star Wars campaign. Now, if we don't mind, we're dealing with this one. It's the current game.
You started this. This is not my fault.
It's a little your fault.
I'm actually going to blame Nick on this one.
I love bringing up previous campaigns. It ties the worlds together.
He was.
The worlds are tied together!
Just saying he was helping. You can tell because we're
You
all
said it. Now we
annoyed.
got to play Star Wars, so I can play an Eric in Star Wars. They all can be the same universe.
No.
Oh goodness! Just every character from now on is Erich.
At least one variant of.
Anyways, so the aqueduct is broken up ahead. You're headed towards it. You're going to fall.
Have what's her name? Cannon bring us to the side of the aqueduct. How
You're up against the sides. You're
step off and fold up the boat so we can look over the edge.
Okay.
Or
the edge is going to be, about
a foot or so.
not quite a foot.
We apparently need to find a heavy-duty broom as well.
So what is our vision this time, Canon?
I know, I've actually missed that.
Ryan's about to have notes for it.
Mm-hmm.
The master of this lair would be the one who could send us further, say if we managed to track down where the Styx continues on our own. However, I must warn, this is the last lair that I actually know descending. The trail ends beyond this. Memories cease. All I recall is the air ripped those before me apart when they got to the layer beyond this, and that was where their journey ended.
Are we on 7 or 8?
This is 7.
7.
We got 2 to go.
I'm not super happy about this.
You haven't been super happy since we got to hell.
Sunk cost fallacy.
You know what? The end of your sentence seems to make the rest of your sentence seem like you're being nitpicky.
You're already here. You might as well finish. Embrace that sunk cost.
I mean, if we were to bail now with, plane shift, imagine all the stuff we would have to do again.
If we go through the water layer again, and I agree to sell my soul again, do I get 2 souls?
Which Erich?
You could certainly try!
Which Erich soul did he sell?
Now, as for this, we have a good vantage point, take a look around, see if we see all the broken city stuff. Is there anything not broken, or is it literally a giant plane of broken stuff? And are we on some sort of wall or something?
We're on an aqueduct.
We're on an aqueduct.
You're about 80 foot up, and it's arches beneath it.
I look back. How far back does it go? Or is there a wall there?
No, it goes probably about 120 feet back. Until it's crumbled on that end as well.
So water's just appearing from the air, heading the hole.
From above, beyond what you can see up above, it is just this small, steady stream going straight down, to which you can actually see the corpse-like entities flailing and trying to break out of the water as it falls.
Can we see the sky, or do we have more ruins above us as well?
You see a sky.
Okay.
We're not in a giant...
Blackened and...
I don't know why I felt giant,
ashy.
like super cave, but...
No, just ashy and really preventing you from... Yeah.
Do a quick sweep of the area, and I want to see if, since these are all kind of collapsed, ruined areas, if I can find any more black metal steel for plane shift material components.
Okay. Well, I mean, from up here, you're not...
Yeah.
Well, if you just see, wrought iron gates on one of the buildings down there or something.
I mean, there's metals and such surely within it, but you'd actually have to get closer to identify one from another.
It's something
covered. Things covered in the soot and the ash that it.
Any billowing smoke or fires or anything like that?
Nothing intense, but there are steady streams of smoke coming from a few of the ruined buildings. Yeah.
Do we want to try to find people? People keep screwing us.
I mean, not really. Most people we've met have been pretty legit.
I have a really apparent difficult time playing evil. I could play jerk.
Yeah.
Actual evil seems difficult for me. I tend to be... Evil is just jerks, which might just say more about what I think about jerks than anything, but...
Hey man, good and evil is subjective. Being a jerk, that's wrong.
So we can go to Smoke, or have Erich pick a random direction and start heading that way?
No,
I can do that.
She said that our best bet was to find the continuation of the Styx.
Well, she said her best bet was to talk to the leader of the lair. We could maybe find the Styx.
Yeah, so our best bet is to find the continuation of the Styx.
Our best outcome is that. Our best bet is not. Bet would imply the highest odds of success.
Oh no, I'm talking about the highest odds of happy success.
Yeah.
Good success.
Yes.
Not bad success.
Our best outcome is that, then.
Yes. So we should try to get the best outcome, and then, if forced, deal with the worst outcome.
Mm-hmm.
This is dumb.
Well, if you didn't have to breathe, it wouldn't be such a problem, Bob.
Are you suggesting that he would just spend the entire time in a portable hole?
Yes, because he can't be on broom, and now we're limited to flight time.
Thank you for being
We
heavy.
could tow him. Just tie a rope and drag him on the ground.
I believe that would exceed the weight of our brooms also.
No, we're not flying, we're dragging. And if the brooms are anything like us, I got like a quadruple drag weight.
Yeah, we need
They're
to
not
find.
like you.
We need to find a mega broom.
Mega brain.
If
Which is a
I
flying
hang
carpet,
from the broom
sucks.
upside down, could I then drag Bob? And the broom would only have to lift me.
You'd be dragging Bob, so you would add his weight.
Hey, whoa, wait. So if we're dragging on the ground, I'm trying to pick up the whole planet? I mean, where's your physics cut off here?
Yes, if you're holding onto the ground, if you're strong enough to hold the planet and trying to move the broom, if you can turn the planet doing so, then yes, you would have to be able to...
Alright. Yeah, let's start making our way forward. Do we have any... I don't know. Kalidan, maybe make some survival checks to see if we can get signs of any telltale signs of where we might want to be going.
I mean, there's like campfires.
There's smoke from fires. There's... You are currently...
14.
There's smoke from fires. You are currently like 80 foot up on this aqueduct. It goes another 25 feet before it goes down to below, where you can't see from this angle because there's the aqueduct itself in the way between you.
We could just go check where the water hits, but my guess is it's going to go into a sewer or something obstructing it so we can't follow it.
Suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we find one of the local devils and kidnap him and pump him for information.
Okay, then we are going to play... Yeah, no, Jimmy's on board with this. Let's go to one of those campfires and beat the crap out of someone until they tell us what we need to know.
That's what you said?
That's what he said.
So he said you said.
No, I said I changed and said Jimmy.
Oh.
Jimmy is now...
You said Jimmy, but you pointed to Erich.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I will talk to one of you, but because I'm visualizing in my head, I will look at one of the other of you all the time, so
Yeah.
I have no room to talk.
Yes. I'm now lawful evil, so this is best plan.
I don't know, guys. Seems a pretty bad plan.
So, smoke signal.
Yeah.
Float on over there. Bob has to use shoes.
Walk over.
Or he can walk down the freaking aqueduct till he hits the ground.
We can just walk it.
Well, we have to get off the aqueduct first.
I'd say we don't necessarily know if flight would give away our approach.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Well, you know it would be more easy to see you in the air
so
from a
let's
further
go.
distance.
Let's go in stealthy like.
Okay.
Ka-clank, 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 ka-clank.
Well, we'll move half speed and I'll show you guys how to stealth.
But why?
Because we're kidnapping and being dickish right now.
I would say we shouldn't.
You're neutral, you don't care.
That's why there's the hesitation.
So we'll move at half speed, but because this entire layer is nothing but a continuous set of ruined cities, Jimmy should make us move at double speed.
Does he?
No.
This is an urban area. It's like a city. I think it should count.
It's a ruin.
Of a city.
Doesn't matter. His skills at ducking under people's arms in crowds don't do him a whole lot of good. With the
But he knows the
What
secret
if we
path. So
illusion a crowd? would he then go twice as fast?
You would go half as fast and then twice as fast as that.
Either way, 21 on stealth check.
I got a 6.
Well, it's a group one, doesn't
Which means everyone rolls.
Oh.
I had to roll at disadvantage. I got a 6.
Five.
Don't you
I'm
get
on
some
a room.
racial bonuses?
If I'm in an area that
But
looks like
otherwise
a
not
skin.
especially sneaking.
Yeah, no, you're just choosing not to.
I don't know. Do I get advantage? Is the surrounding area close enough to my skin tone that I blend in?
Do you have an actual ability for that of your race? What was it?
Deep gnome ability.
What does it actually say?
It gives me advantage on stealth checks if the surrounding area's got a similar tone to my skin.
I don't think that's what it says.
It is this rubble that.
Oh, you want? Okay.
Yeah, give me a second. I got the page.
You have to read it verbatim.
Yeah. Rocky terrain. Yes, this would count as rocky terrain.
Okay. That doesn't count. 19.
Basically, when you're walking around, you're like, Adrian, I'm going to take her to the zoo.
Well,
You know,
I just
my
assume
nose
Eric's
has never
just
been
floating
broken.
around along
Rocky,
the ground.
get it?
Yeah.
I hate you. So yes, so what? Do you just hop down, climb down, fly to? How do you get down from the aqueduct first?
Well, the stairs?
There are no stairs going down. You're just on this sort of precipice of a ledge that's less than a foot, and you're just sort of been hanging out there.
Yeah, how far down is it?
80 feet.
Oh, then yeah, just fly.
Straight down. Yeah.
And just float on down.
I'm not going to waste a shield for that.
We all float down here.
I mean,
But you
a
thought
spell.
about it.
I mean, a spell.
Yeah, I know.
It's not. They're not all shields. I'm not just holding 9 shields over here just in case.
No, I'm aware you are.
You're targeting his AC. If you want to hit him, just, quote unquote. Fireball. Lightning bolt.
Stop it.
He's probably got a constitution saving throw, so not quote unquote.
I have a Constitution saving throw.
I don't know. If you want to mess him up, hit me with him a charisma save.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Charisma, wisdom's not bad.
I have charisma. And
I mean, really, now that dexterity is mediocre against all of you, you're all the same.
But, no, I was wrong. I don't have con. I have dex. My proficiency goes to dex. And Cha. Because I'm a bard. An actual real-life bard.
Are you sure?
No, not really!
He was once. You don't think y'all are being particularly stealthy?
Well, I think I'm being stealthy.
Yeah, but you're aware you're traveling with a party, which your success on it is probably the one of the things that's best leading you to realize you're not having the best success at it.
As you stole from pile of rocks to pile of rocks, and as I crash into piles of rocks and piles of rocks, and
You're
just
actually
walk
not the
straight
worst. The one that's choosing just to hover on his broom and go through and not try is the biggest detriment you have.
Did you add your D4 to your stealth roll?
down. I got a D4.
Well, one assumes whenever you're trying to do something, you always cast guidance.
No, one does not assume that.
Well,
You have to say
You
you're
have to
doing
say it. You have to
every
do it
time.
before you roll.
See? So I get it. So no.
Ryan, on the other hand, does remember to cast it. He spends 6 seconds before any action he takes in life.
Ridiculous.
I'm going
I
to
like the point of
appreciate
that-
this
that-
soup.
That's one of those things that comes across in the conversation and people notice. It's like, so what do you think? It's like, oh, you're one of those mages.
I don't care.
You're one of those mages.
Which basically should just... If
It's a
ever
check.
you're doing that on a charisma check, you also have disadvantage on a charisma.
Yes.
It's like the other mage goes, "Well played, friend." Just sitting there waggling your fingers at each other, get through a conversation.
But yeah, so you're just going to the nearest... Are you just really going towards the nearest little
Wisp of smoke.
wisp of smoke?
Hell.
Yeah, you...
When we get close, I will break off from the... It's like, when I think it's about a block away, I will circle around and say, give me at least a second before you go hail them.
Do I lose sight of him?
Of who? Well, right now he's standing right in front of you, telling you, "Hold on, I want to go talk to him first."
Well, he wanted to go around.
Yes. Just stand here for 30 seconds. Tell Kalidan a story.
Galadin's currently looking at you like you've betrayed him.
I know.
So does Cannon standing next to Kalidan.
I know what carrot looks like to Erich, and I can throw it at one of you.
Erich turns to look at me, I grab cannon and just fell over in front of me. He can't. He's not allowed to.
I did agree.
I have snuck off during this little interlude.
Okay.
Cannon probably wants to be
Yeah.
Trying to circle around the building.
Yeah, it's basically the smoke is coming out of basically a hole in what was slate roof, and basically the building itself is like a stone structure that has just sort of almost as if from the center been pushed out and collapsed down on itself. Therefore, like the hole that it's coming out of, like the lower part of that roof is like slightly below your eye level, because the roof of this house is now that far down.
Mm-hmm. So the smoke's coming out of the ground.
Well, there is some sort of fire that's probably in there, where there is this stack of walls and half of a roof that is just sort of on there. You're just kind of sneaking around the building, seeing. Yeah, you can tell, basically, as far as you can tell, where the door was, having been collapsed in a notch, it basically seems the clambering over the rocks through that hole in the roof is the existing entrance, unless there's something that doesn't enter in from outside here.
Okay, so if I think there's only one entrance and exit, I'll pick a spot and hide and wait for Erich to come around.
So you figured out that you that they were trying to pull your
Well, yeah.
pull something on you.
What I think I got this, and that is, if I spoken word a sea shanty that isn't about me, that's not a story and doesn't break the agreements.
So you just Shatner Rocket Man, except the rocket's a boat.
And it's not about Erich, it's about some guy named Steve.
Steve?
Yeah.
We met him.
Yes.
You've met him many times. It's a very popular name for NPCs.
Because Can said, if they're not about me, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Begrudgingly. But yeah.
Yeah, well, she accepted it. She said that was okay.
Yeah, but she also made the
So as you
caveat-
come across that, I think your 30 seconds is up. If you were to-
I'll get back to that later.
I put my book away.
I'll pick a. I don't want to leave you hanging for too long. I know you're struggling to figure out how that ends.
You make your way over to the smoke plume.
Yeah.
Okay.
I look down at the rock as we're walking and go, he either fights a shark or has sex with everyone. Those are the two possible endings to the sea shanty.
No, he gets his belly shaved with a rusty razor.
You're drunk, eh?
It was more of a limerick, a spoken word limerick.
Put him in the grog barrel till he's pickled.
Is there a door?
No.
No, it's just an opening.
It is the walls of a stone cabin buckled in, the roof collapsed down, and there is a hole in it. The only apparent opening is through the same hole that the plume of smoke is coming up from under.
I want to go and see what's up there.
As you climb up on the rocks, and you can tell that there are some people in the shadow at the back end that are basically hiding into the darkness and sort of glaring out. There's yeah, you can tell there's three people sort of at the back, sort of pushed against the.
No. Oh, well, hello there.
Hello there.
Could you speak up? I can't hear you. I say loudly.
It's a little painful.
Do you need help?
Don't we all?
True. Do you know where the River Styx is? Or the passageway to the layer down from this one?
No, we mustn't leave. Mustn't leave.
Well, we must.
Oh, yeah.
So do you know where those two things are?
No, I don't.
Are you stuck in there? Do you want out?
Must not leave. What life?
Well, they don't know where it is, and they don't want to go.
Pop up silently, motion like fingers and trying to get you to signal how many there are.
What?
Perfect response. Perfect.
I use the cantrip message to whisper to you how many people are down there.
There's 3 of them.
Who are you talking to?
I pop my head over the edge.
One of my friends.
And was there 3 of them?
That's what he said.
That's not what you told me? There was 3 shadows?
I don't know. You see 3 of them.
I look over at the shadow and just go like this.
Message to you. Do you think we could take them? Sudden surprise attack. I run, jump down the hole, and go kaboo, and pull my sword.
That's not much of a surprise round.
Okay, so you jump up and you, yeah, the old guy who had bothered to come forward collapses under shock. He is now prone.
Mm-hmm.
The other people behind him still pushed back against the back wall.
It's really easy to beat up old people.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like 90.
I don't know. If he doesn't know where the river is, maybe he knows where some devil that knows does.
First, have you sold your soul? Have any of you sold your soul? Or are you already damned?
Of course we did. Why else would we be here?
Well, I'm
Who
just a
else
traveler.
hides here?
Oh, you're hiding? Well, I was going to sell your soul, but do you know where any devils or devils are?
You know where devils hang out?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Many of them stick to the projects.
But did you just say to the projects?
Project, yes.
Oh.
The Great Project.
Oh, the great front.
Oh, as
The
opposed
one
to
with
low-income housing.
Streets of Caucasian. His name.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet that their voices will be better and hang out and smoke all the time.
Which direction is the project?
He sort of confers with those, and an elderly woman who's just blotchy with sort of pussing sores, sort of, I suppose, and sort of points sort of in the direction heading down the road, for the lack of a better term. Is it?
Yeah. Well,
Ways.
in that case, thank you for your time. I take out 3 rations and throw them at him and fly off on my broom. My evil's also just going to be a jerk.
Well, by example.
That's not really jerkish behavior.
But it's performed in the most jerk way possible.
I'm going to be actually nice to you, but I'm supposed to be evil, so...
I paid you!
That way!
Tally forth!
Yes.
If they hadn't already sold their souls, I was totally going to threaten to kill them if they didn't give it to me. I don't know what killing a soul down here does, but I would have threatened it.
You're really trying to get out of this contract, huh?
Yeah.
You should have threatened them with resale.
No, I need someone who hasn't already sold their soul to sell, trade in my name for their name. And they'll have a month on the front line of the battlefield of hell.
You should engage in soul fencing.
But you still need a fresh soul for that.
Just saying, Nick, looking around here in hell, it's not the best place to find a fresh soul.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. There could be travelers like us that are just stuck here.
So what you need to do is steal soul property and then fence it on the black soul market.
So, just kidnap random souls and say, this person's standing in for me. If you have a dispute, take it up with their actual soul owner.
Or just don't tell them that it's stolen goods.
Yeah. Well, we discussed this as we're traveling down the road towards the project.
Yep. And sort of a stealthy, open, what do you... Open?
Again,
And this
one
is-
stealthy, but it's just... This is what I was talking
If not
about. Trying to
everyone
fight
agrees.
the Erich on things.
If not everyone agrees, stealth is hard to do.
No, I'm granting advantage.
Stealth for the rest of us is
If
easier.
you have to play around Erich, then use Erich as a distraction. The rest of us stealth, and Erich goes by himself.
Is he ahead or behind?
We just keep an eye on him. We can go in parallel if need be.
No.
Yeah.
He would be slower. Could we slow Erich down to half speed?
Yeah, I don't know. How many trinkets and baubles do you have to distract him with?
I'm not a cat.
But aren't you, though?
I'm definitely not.
Just
Tell
wait.
me, at what point in this campaign have I ever been distracted by some material thing I wanted?
Goblet.
A tankard, yes, because everyone else had one and they wouldn't let me hang out with them without it.
I don't believe that was how that situation actually played out.
Also, we don't know if Erich's a cat. He hasn't died yet again.
That's true. I could be a cat next time.
Mm-hmm. And what are you saying? I can make you a cat.
Yeah.
I could be a cat.
Yeah,
Yes.
he could be a cat.
You could be a cat, I could be a cat. We could all be cats. Just play out the rest of the party as cats.
They have low intelligence. It might be a stumbling block.
Except for Kalidan.
We just hang out on this layer of hell, big alley cats. As Kalidan's just angry because he does not have plane shift.
I'm the only one.
Polymorph.
Polymorph.
Yeah.
You said plane shift.
Well, Eric.
He can't leave.
Yeah,
Oh, he's stuck here.
Yeah, so as we're playing cats, he is very angry. He does not have plane shift.
Just turn around and start leaving.
I don't think you know where you're going.
I'm just gonna.
No, Canada's not going to go over this alley cat nonsense. We'll get out.
So we're heading down the road to the project.
And as
like-
you travel, it is evident that even structures that are don't have plumes of smoke, that there are people that are dwelling here and hiding here, and just many of the structures that you're walking by on these streets, despite their ruined appearance, seem to have people squatting within them.
Okay, I'm gonna take notes.
As I'm looking...
Elderly, sick, diseased, forlorn, broken, in pain. That is the souls that are here. And flies. Lots of flies.
Okay.
And it almost
I
sounded
write
like
down
a
basic
depression
notes,
commercial.
and then the rest of my notes are keeping map and location information.
I tried a world's greatest detective. Who hasn't sold their soul or would like to bargain their soul for a month on the first plane?
That's technically an upgrade.
You get no real responses to that.
We should throw a little charisma behind it.
Or not assume people are going to be willing participants.
Also, weren't you sneaking?
No, we gave up. It's like, once I realize there are no demons or devils around here, I'm just going to talk to the people and just try to convince them. The first layer is better than this. You can get a vacation for a month.
Do you try that to individuals, or do you just try that as you're walking down the street?
As I'm walking down the street...
Then no one responds to you.
You're not putting enough pressure on them salesmanship.
Gotta give them that hard sell.
They need that personal touch.
They just ignore you and let you walk on.
As I'm speaking, I get quieter, then I start just making eye contact with individuals. Whoever keeps the eye contact longest, I'm looking for someone who's curious. Like, what is he doing? Then I'll go hard sell that person.
I'm imagining somebody coming out with
Sure, you find someone that is wondering, what the hell is this?
a guy comes
This
out
kid's...
with a piece of charcoal and writes "No solicitors" on his hovel.
As I make eye contact with him, he's wondering, I tap you.
I'm like, what?
Cast guidance.
Cast guidance.
What?
Now, I go over to him.
Yeah.
And try to convince him he wants to take a vacation in the first layer for a month. It's going to be the best time ever for him. I still can't pick up D4s.
Yeah, it's funny.
We went through the whole how to do this thing earlier.
Very good.
So 10, so 15, so 19, 21.
Blood just starts oozing from his mouth as he starts to talk. What do you think we're here for? If we wanted to be one of them, we'd just let ourselves die.
Ah.
Sell your soul or I'll kill you?
Yeah. That's my next sell.
My soul is forfeit. That's why I'm here. Do you not know where you are?
Like the 7th layer of hell, but we're just visitors, so I don't know what penance or whatever you're supposed to be doing here, however hell works.
Bargain to not die.
Oh. Well, spend a month up in the thing, or I'll kill you.
What are you doing here? Are you Beelzebub? You're a little ugly.
You make a convincing point, Stab.
Staff.
Is he wearing any metal armor?
No.
Okay.
You know, one day Nick, you're just going to attack me so you can actually use whatever the hell the metal armor thing is.
It does extra damage!
It does.
Yeah, I miss.
I'm guessing you have a bonus,
Yes.
so you hit.
Okay.
Yeah, these are scrub level petitioners, man.
14 base damage, yeah.
Clear through him and out the other side, blood pouring out on either end.
I'm guessing you literally sold your sword not to die, therefore you cannot die?
There's my bargain for not leaving.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy, that's not the right order.
But please, do pull it out.
Pull it
It
out.
still hurts.
Yeah. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not a 3rd level spell to do this. Remove curse? Stab him again.
You caught him off.
What kindness is... It was a trick!
Pull it back out. Does he poof or anything?
He looks... He's literally now bleeding from his mouth and 2 separate large wounds. I don't know. No crueler than the imps.
Ah. Well, that answers my questions. I am sorry to have taken up your time. Here's 3 rations.
Have some food.
I give him 3 rations and go back to the street and start walking off.
He's just standing dumbfounded in the middle of the street. A little pool of building around his feet.
I don't think anyone here has their soul to do, and I can't threaten them with death. They evidently don't die. But I tried.
I don't know. Maybe you should ask your patron what to do about it.
I don't know, maybe when we get back to the actual living world where people's souls aren't already gone, but I'll probably feel differently then, so I'll have to find a very bad person.
Speaking of her sword, tell us where the River Styx is.
Yeah, sure. We'll go off into the projects, or not the projects, just side of the road and some rubbles. Like, everyone sit down for an hour as I wipe the blood off my sword. It's like, where's the River Styx sword?
On this layer.
On this layer. Where's the exit? River Styx to the next layer.
Yeah.
It's like, we've been pretty good about not abusing the sword power for a while now, so maybe we can get in a few good lucky shots for charging up.
No, the sword's pretty much useless.
It's unbreakable.
It depends on how she's feeling at the time.
The Styx, it flows beneath your feet, in your direction. You must seek. But your answer shall not be what you want. Beelzebul guards. The end.
Sword says the demons, the devils are literally right on top of it. It's flowing in sewers, and it's the same direction we're going.
So the answer is we go down.
Well, yes, we can theoretically break through the ground and hope we hit the river, but the sword made it sound like Beelzebub himself was literally standing guardian to the gateway.
Well, why not just go, talk to him?
Because we keep losing stuff every time we talk to large devils.
We haven't actually talked with any but maybe the ruler of the 1st and 5th layers.
And that's when the souls come back.
Yeah, exactly. So, unless you have a good spell of clearing out a bunch of rock and dirt and stuff,
I mean, technically, kind of.
if that spell is raise dead and give them picks...
No.
Oh, okay.
Animate that. Duh.
Oh, yes. Raise dead actually makes him alive again.
Yeah.
As I eyeball that guy, I wonder if I could raise him and make him alive, then stab him.
But we
Do
would
you
be...
have raised it?
No. I would if I was a bard!
But you're not.
Yeah.
But you're not.
You really need to stop making deals with, like, demons and the like.
Well, I was a warlock, I was always going to go down this way.
Your liver is very upset with you.
Hmm. The ruins that we have, how compact is the ruins below us? Is it enough that it can...
Right now, I mean, the main path that you're taking is just a broken and crumbled street.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you actually have, like what was once a brick street that's just...
Okay, so it's not like we're on top of whatever buildings that have collapsed.
No, you're walking between them, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Path of least resistance.
Okay, but yeah, I was thinking, like lasagna layers of being able to like.
It doesn't
have
seem
gaps
necessarily
and
that
stuff.
cities were built on top of other cities, but rather that they just found new areas that were cleared and built new cities that crumbled and kept expanding as it fell apart.
So this is super urban sprawl versus being cities lasagnaed on top of each other.
That was third layer, is
Yeah.
Lasagna City.
Okay. But it's dead ahead, so...
Or what's the second?
No, second was the Iron City. Third was sinking into the swamp, falling over, and catching on fire.
So we're heading towards the project.
Yeah, basically we've got to just keep on going until we get to the Styx.
Yeah.
As far as I can see.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, walking down, you do find a couple of the lemurs, the little fleshy things, sort of leaning on half-broken and splintered bottom glaives, just sort of almost trying to prop themselves up as if they have a higher stature than their nothing stature that they are, and sort of.
Hey, devils, do you have souls?
Don't talk to them. These are our good boys from the fight on the first
Oh, no,
layer.
I know these are the bub-bubs, but...
These are our good boys who helped us win the fight in the first layer.
Yes, but we don't know about that. We were never actually in charge of those people.
We saw them.
Yeah, we saw Bubs in the first layer fighting stuff.
Yeah, Bubs can't talk.
Yeah. Oh, Bubs can't talk? Okay.
Or if they can, it's nonsense, so don't even bother.
Yeah. You think devils take other devil souls?
Yeah.
No.
That's what I was talking about, the resale
In
market,
general,
man.
the devils are the result of the end result of once you've had your soul. That's generally where you're going to end up being.
Oh, those guys were the people
Yeah.
who sold their soul enough to be bubbed.
Yep. And until they work their way up, that's kind of the starting.
That's why I think it's an actually interesting idea for a campaign, is working from the bottom of the ladder on your way up. Start off as a lemur or something, and then go up the chain.
So you actually have physical body morphosis.
Yeah,
the more
you-
powerful you get.
You can transmogrify into higher level devils.
Yeah. It's like, and there are things that basically you have to have been turned into a devil without dying in order to bypass that and just stay as you were. Which I think the couple of notes that I have of those tend to be things that are offered directly to angels.
So you have to get turned into an angel, that's what I'm hearing.
Playing the long game. Be so good and pious in life while secretly planning to become an angel, to become a devil.
It's not how celestials work, though.
Yes, I'll be the best person ever, and then I will rule all.
But,
Yeah.
so, they're already low, so they probably can resell.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother with the Bubs.
Okay.
Nick, just wait till you get back to the mortal plane before you try and do this. It's not going to work down here.
Well, assumably, my alignment will start shifting back as soon as I hit. I don't know if it'll snap back or be a slower process like it was while we were here.
Yeah, but you don't know that.
Yeah. But theoretically, when I get back, I'll just say, "Aw," and just have to take it.
I don't know. If you could conjure up a way to circumvent it.
Probably adventure with Erich and start looking for life-extending potions to become powerful enough to, when I do go down there, to wreck some face.
There's an epic boon that'll keep you from dying from natural causes. If you get into the...
But we're discussing this as we're walking too, so... In case you want to break in...
I had tails! So you just pass by the lamers and keep going? Okay.
Yeah.
The lamers.
Blub, blub.
Yeah, it's generally just... they'll either attack us, which would be stupid, or we'll meet some talking devils.
Yeah. And the path kind of winds and such, but you sort of figure out way as you go.
Well,
Until
point
you
do I get a feel for the city, and we start moving double time.
Until you see up ahead sort of some more standing walls and such. Work being done, laborers, what seems to be a current city under development. Looking quite beautiful, particularly compared to the environment around it, yet still on its edges, crumbling almost as much as soon as they're finishing building.
So there's something hellish about this place that will just crumble any work done here. So it's not natural erosion in time.
Quite fast for that.
Well, if it's literally they move on to the next building, that one starts having chunks fall off. Either is really the lowest bidder type construction, or heat.
Basically, this guy's trying to beat the clock. I need enough laborers to outpace the crumbling.
Yeah, so you sort of see walls and city being built up ahead.
Are they more old, dead, living people, or devils?
These are devils, mostly lemurs, some imps. A couple of barbed devils bossing those below them around.
Should I just go say excuse me to one of the barb devils and ask for directions to Beelzebub or the Styx?
You probably want to assert yourself.
Okay. Erich, go do this. Have an inspiration.
Easy enough.
Hey, remember, your character is Erich, who's a famed adventurer, and he wants to know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do.
Yeah.
And I am.
It's best to play to Erich's strengths.
I'm an amazing actor.
Yeah, he played that high elf for a real long time.
Like a weekend to get banged, and also infiltrate the mining companies.
Yeah, but he just left that costume on for like a whole week.
Yeah, you forget it's there.
So yes.
Barb devils, right? And they talk, we've met those before, right?
Yeah, some of them have, some of them are used to telepathy.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I just walk up. Hello there. Might you help a veteran of the Blood Lore? Blood Vor. Yes.
The Blood Lore! I hear stories about it.
It's almost like I was there.
Mm-hmm.
What have you said?
Well, I'm looking for the River Styx to find the way down to the next level.
Last, you knows of this garbage. Garbage online and garbage.
So do you not know where it is?
Oh, since I don't know what it is. Of course, everybody knows what it is. What do you think it is?
Well, I wouldn't.
Sort of betrays himself, glancing over his shoulder and then back.
So, is it over there?
Look at this. You know.
No, I wouldn't.
Knew he. What work have you built? What have you built? Back to work, you slime.
Here or just in general?
Okay, I didn't ask. Anyone wants to know. Nobody wants to know about you. You're just a bunch of rubbish.
I'm a famed adventurer.
I'm a famed adventurer.
Yes.
Well, I'm a famed adventurer.
Yeah,
I'm Mr. Raspe.
he's either a gnat or fly.
Well, I am also a rasp. It's good to meet a fellow rasp.
Oh, I think you're just being all fake, aren't you?
No.
Oh, I won't believe you. You won't believe the stories I've had. A bunch of garbage. You'll be stuck here. You get to work. You build something.
So it's that way?
As we just start walking by.
I could take you, but I got work to do.
So that's when Patsy go back and well, you're telling a story. You really want to focus on things you did, not necessarily the things the people you're talking to haven't done.
And it just walks away again.
Oh, you're telling us. I used to be mighty funny telling stories and cool.
Well, you can be again. Keep at it, big guy.
Yeah, I can take you.
So
Weird
sad
guy.
when they're old and bitter.
Weird guy.
Yeah, you'll get that down here.
You say that like you know, but this is the first time visit to hell for all of us.
I've
Well,
heard the
apparently I've
stories.
been here before.
Yeah.
I don't remember it, but it might have happened in the future.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to ask Stephanie next time we see her.
So yeah, we go that way.
Just basically straight further towards the center of the city.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Well, at least he lays out a good, well-planned city for when it's not crumbling.
Yeah. But yeah, as you get more towards, further from this initial section that's being worked on, you end up with sections that are more basically being held in upkeep. Still lots of work, but there are things where you start to notice there is a small district of actual, laborers, shops. Bit of work. You recognize the sound of a hammer on anvil, but yeah, actual thing, and it's probably a block a block long, and maybe 2 or 3 streets across. Small section that seems to just be almost like a city enough, like a little town that's holding itself together enough to be functional.
As we're walking by the shops and stuff, do I see any exchange of currency or gold or anything like that?
Sure. Exchanging coin and such.
But they still seem small town, like very little in the way of expensive things?
I mean, you're not seeing anything
magical
that's, well, you don't necessarily know, but nothing that's so obvious that it is, if so. I mean, many things are also sort of behind, doors and such that the more you're seeing signs and such. And
I read those signs.
okay, what languages do you know?
All of them. To read.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that.
A lot of times.
Warlock powers.
Warlock powers, like polymorph and not shapeshift, the disguised self. I do not have ultra self, that's like a 15 warlock ability.
So the ultra self gives you actual powers.
Yeah.
You find, general store, odds and ends.
You're reading it with an accent.
Well,
Just me, that's just my natural accent.
Nonsense.
Probably comes up occasionally.
Nonsense.
My vote is to not stop.
Yeah. Well, we're not. Just reading them as we go. If nothing says magic shop on it, just keep walking.
Soulbound. The final stay.
What is that?
One.
That was like names?
Yeah.
You
find one that just has like a shape of an eye and like 3 like basically what seem like rat tails pinned at the bottom of it, but no actual written word.
Did the soulbound look like just an inn?
It was pretty nondescript.
Because if it's an actual soul selling place, maybe I could just buy off my contract with cash. That seems like the kind of thing that would happen, hell, right?
That seems like the kind of thing that happened in hell, and then you'd still owe your soul anyway.
So, give me a second. Go knock on the soulbound door. Do you buy and sell souls here?
Oh, anyway, of course, everyone buys and sells souls here. You have no idea where you've found yourself. What on earth are you doing here, you little boy? You're a human wandering into my shop. Do you buy and sell souls here? You've found your way to hell.
Apparently the
Mighty
Mighty Python people found their way to
managed to
hell.
figure out you found your way to hell. You just wandering about, you wake up in the bed at night and you had to go get yourself a cup of water.
So this is a man in a dress, I assume. Since we've gone full Monty Python.
Okay,
They sell parrots.
I have a month contract in the first layer. How much gold to buy that off? I want to give you gold to put a soul in that spot.
I'm not going to buy souls. Yeah. You don't care much about them at all. Yeah. What kind of agreements did you make on that?
With Astriel?
Zariel.
For a month's fight in the Blood War,
Zaria.
I want to pay money to have someone fill that slot, so I don't have to. Cash money, gold, in platinum and other such things.
I mean, this is hell, so obviously we should pay them in the copper.
Yeah. Well, I have mostly
He's
silver.
going to just gestures. Let's see what we can do. about your scripting?
Jimmy disappears. We're all on the street.
As I walk in, give me a little bit. I'm gonna take care of a problem with message. I pull out my soul contract because I didn't burn mine.
She climbs sort of a ladder and pushes open a trapdoor at the top and climbs, continuing up.
Yeah, I guess theoretically people would just have souls on hand. You would buy that soul and smack it on your contract till it... Now that's the thing to do.
Erich, sometimes I get the feeling you're not great at soul contracts.
No, Jimmy is not great at soul contracts. He has 10 intelligence. This is how he thinks soul contracts work. I'm buying a temp worker with cash to go fill that contract.
Make a persuasion?
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe you should wait and...
Once she's up the ladder, cast enhance ability on myself.
She'll never see it coming.
18, so that's 29 plus 24. Yeah, 24.
You might also...
Oh, no, 34, yeah.
34, okay.
You might also want to consult the Raven Queen and see if she has lawyers.
Need something that can do something.
Maybe he can claw his way out of it.
Ease it, just
Instead of claws.
Let's see if I can...
Goes to sleep and he's just got a mini female devil angel running around his head. Along with
What have you done?
Sort of comes down with a wide, sort of silver-ish coin. I believe this will probably be worth it. If anything other than just your own coin, maybe something a little more interest, but a little worth it. What do you value? What do you like?
Money.
Potion of giant strengths. I can remove some curses.
No, you should have said I like money.
I love money so much.
Make a luck check.
Give up your memory of the first pristine snow. What?
10. The exact average of luck.
That's really good for you.
Slightly above average, to be average.
I don't want you know. Temporary garbage. They're looking to get rid of a long-term problem. What have you got for? Other than sword, what else is visible on you? Those aren't objects. Those are temporary things you can do.
Well, I was going to sell my literal memory of it. As in, no longer be able to cast a spell to her, but if she can't...
She doesn't actually have the ability to do that.
Oh, well.
Sweet.
Yeah, well, that's what you get for not being a cool, powerful devil.
Also,
She's literally a shopkeep.
It's just a dude in a dress.
Oh, yes. I have...
You can't really tell. Yes, she's wearing a dress, but yes, she also looks like all of the other barbed devils that you've seen. So,
because this is take away magic items from Jimmy, the Hell Adventure.
it's the best.
Probably the most interesting thing is this cloak of the manta that's on me.
And that's
I
actually
have a
cool.
bunch of magic items.
And they all have sentimental value to Erich.
Heirlooms, man. Heirlooms. Every one of them.
You just got them. I will pass them on eventually.
And have you not heard the story of the 6 dragons I fought to earn this? I watched you buy it after I fought the dragons.
And I will
Is every story contingent on that since all of it took place after you fought those dragons?
That is a good question.
And I will pass this heirloom down to Erich Rauda, the 122nd.
I've seen those before. Something different. nothing worth it.
Have this removed curse scroll.
Oh, fuck this removed curse scroll. I've not been cursed.
Curse them.
That is the
come
way.
on.
That is the best.
That is the way you negotiate with these people.
Hey, now do you want the scroll?
Remember, Jimmy,
All of a sudden, looking very much more
PPI.
useful.
persuade, deceive, intimidate.
Well, my deception's actually 5. Well, not as great as persuasion, but
It's just the track that you go down.
Well, you don't seem to have. You fish out some greater money, perhaps. I'll do 50,000 of the golden coins. Come back and get it.
yeah. So you just don't want money then. Gotcha.
50,000 gold.
Did she say 50 or 150?
It's at 50,000 gold coins.
So we can't show someone copper. I don't know, she's awful.
That would be your next negotiation step.
That's a lot of money. I mean, not really, but it is a lot of money.
Yeah, remember, from that heist, I got a gold, which was taken away from me, I'm pretty sure, by the boat people.
Well, I got a bunch more than that.
But I didn't, so... Yeah, fine. Move on. Sorry for the wait. Souls are, even for a month contract, they're evidently very valuable in cash.
I still think
Well,
you might want to check with your
Do
patron
you
first.
need money? I have money.
Well, yeah, but it was such an unreasonable 50,000 amount.
I have a lot more than that.
I will hype you up for the next... forever.
Look, do you just want money? You can just have it.
Oh. Okay then. Well, thank you, Eric.
It's
That is,
taking up a lot of space in the hall.
that's very kind of you. I come back in the shop.
With 50,000 gold
Well,
and
he goes
copper.
back in the shop with a typhoon.
Yes.
Who looks for a 6-foot space on the floor to put something down.
I shall
Yeah.
take up on your offer.
It's full of coins, mostly stacked.
Do the rest of you want to hop in the mansion and take a long rest?
A long rest.
It's going to take a while to
They're
count
counting
the
out
coins.
50,000.
And mostly copper.
Nah, it's mostly gold.
Oh. I thought the thing was mostly copper.
No, I only have 7 million coppers.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't that be enough?
Maybe? But I figure the gold's on top because it's the most plentiful. So they're getting 50,000 in gold. I suppose... yeah, I don't have any platinums.
Okay, so... It's 10, so it's divided by 100 for gold?
I don't know.
100 twice. No, it's 10 twice.
We take a couple hours and wait it out.
Yeah, you have 70,000 gold worth of copper.
That's the point. It's in there somewhere. Take the gold. It's there on the top.
You're fine, yeah.
Does she look upset about this?
No?
Well, I point out to her I didn't steal this. I was investigated and found innocent.
I didn't steal this.
So we're all law-abiding citizens here.
Yes.
So
Now, how do
pay
I apply
taxes?
that soul to this contract so I don't have to show up?
I suppose you could go see some other lawyers. Generally, you're going to find them.
So you have to buy the soul and then go do other things to get it to replace it.
She's quicker than I am. She knows the answer. Back in Mount Bulge. But ultimately, if you have it on you and your time expires, it really should manage to just be something you can hand over.
Oh, okay.
They've already passed, and they've just been stuck here. Sure, really, they'll be grateful to get out of the coin.
Just keister it. What?
Nothing.
Kalidan doesn't say that. That's just my suggestion.
Yeah? But I didn't say anything either. I just decided I didn't want to know.
Was
I
Malbolge
could've-
the cliff face where all the lawyers were?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we thought that earlier.
Dispater.
So-
Dis
so
was
do
the
you have a lot
second
of
layer
souls?
with all the lawyers in the Iron City. Malbolge was the one where we
How much for, like, 4?
fell down the cliffs, and there was
We
the
could go with the standard rate.
city with the whatever the two
50,000
guards that wouldn't talk to you, and the
gold.
pit devil that took your shield.
And I would just have their soul then?
And you're wanting 4 more?
Well, yeah, for me.
Kind of looking down into the hole. I'll make you a deal. You buy 3 of them for 150,000. I'll give you the 4th one, or the 5th one, since you've already done this, included.
That's bad math. Well, at 3, that's...
So now
that's-
another
that's-
150, so in other words, you buy another 3.
You
Okay,
And then you get another
I
one.
thought they were offering to sell me 3 souls at 150 each.
No.
And I'm like, that's bad math.
No, you're getting
And
one
that's
free.
the deal you agree to, in which case...
This
we'll
is
go-
apparently a fireworks stand. You bought 5. You
buy
buy 4, you get one
free.
free.
One free, yeah.
just because that feels special.
I mean, sure. Yeah.
So it is a full log rest for you guys.
Okay. So it's like 200,000 total?
Yeah.
This is what we get for leaving Vic with all the
And
money.
feel free to subtract first
It's
the copper,
his money.
because you will get down through that
I still carried the party fund.
200,000?
total, in the total of it, yeah.
200,000 worth of gold.
And you have 4 soul coins.
Yeah.
I feel like at some point you'll regret this.
Or he will sell Sliddle Soul and throw them at devils, so he will have paid.
I don't see the problem with buying multiple souls. I mean, I'm not going to do
I mean,
anything
this
bad
would have
for
been a lot better to have much earlier.
Well, we didn't have the money in the second layer, so that was probably where we would have been able to buy a whole bunch of them a lot cheaper.
See, I figure trapping a soul is probably evil. Is trading in them inherently evil, though?
They're traveling with you.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
If nothing else, the soul's now moving from place to place with you. It's no longer in this woman's attic.
Also, potentially you could release the soul into not hell.
I would
That
say,
was my main plan.
yeah, Eric. I would say it, whether or not.
Well,
it is,
no, I'm kind of neutral. My current plan is I might need these later.
Yes.
And I have money.
What if you still have them once you get back?
Yeah,
Maybe you'll figure out.
It'll be contingent on what you do.
I'm just saying, push comes to shove, I'm putting it in a sword.
Right, that's the math, right? For copper to gold times 100?
Yeah.
Alright. Wait, no, divide by 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on which way you're going.
I was like, that number got bigger, not smaller. Well, so what's that? That's 78,517.
Anyway, so did you guys do anything during your long rest?
I used my necromancy ability in order to take control of my risen frost giant zombie.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Is there anything else I'm supposed to make for that, dude?
No, I've got the armor made, and you've sharpened the axe, so I think I'm good. The only thing I still need from you is the forge buff on the weapon during the.
That actually frees up a bunch of space, too, if we get rid of all the copper.
Yes, it does.
We now have a usable hole.
Yeah.
I now have more space in the hull for the magical items I own. They fit more snugly now.
Mm-hmm.
I can also put new things in here,
Yes.
which is the real perk.
Well, the best part is that you just take these coins and throw them in the rest of your coins.
Well, do you have a box? I might lose them.
Someone accidentally spent a soul coin as
First off, coin, soul coin.
Okay.
But
So
you're not going to get it mixed up.
Okay, then that's fine then. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. But otherwise, yeah, they just go in the hole.
They also have a fluctuating temperature to them if you hold them for very long.
Like super hot, or just
Like
mild?
mild, but essentially they are not a metal that matches that like adapts to yours. They have their own internal temperature.
The point is, they're not going to like set fire to things.
No.
Okay.
No more than you would.
Which I probably wouldn't.
You'd be more likely to shatter them.
I've set a lot of things on fire.
He's sparky. He could set things on fire.
I catch stuff on fire every day. I burn a lot of stuff.
And then tell him it's just well done. That's exactly how it's supposed to be.
Oh no, I make well dones well done. I don't overcook my well dones because that's rude. However, if they send it back, they are then receiving a piece of shoe leather in return. Because they've sent it back because there's too much juice in this well done. I can fix that. No problem. You got it. Shoe leather coming
And I'm sure some of them, that's actually what they want.
Oh yeah. It's very annoying. It's almost as annoying for people who don't know steak toast.
200,000.
As you're hanging out in the
Cooked perfect
in the
meat, and
mansion.
someone sent it back because they said it was rare. Like, no.
What is it? 135?
130.
130? Yeah.
hanging out in the hall, you realize some flies have even managed to buzz in here while you...
Servants.
Get them.
They literally have zero combat ability. It's in their nature.
Is it combat to kill a bug?
It's cleaning.
Gently escort it out of the mansion.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you're talking to a man.
Can't leave the mansion, have to like try and...
You're talking to a man who just had a 3-month war against gnats, so it might be combat.
Not combat, it's a war. You're losing.
That's over them.
Oh, yeah, no, I got the coal. It's cool.
Sweet. Do you hang out with him while it counts, or do you go find your way to the mansion to actually take a long rest?
I'll take my... I'll take like a cat nap and a short rest. I don't need long rests. Those are for other people.
Not unless you've used a Mystic Arcanum.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know if you have any other long rest-based abilities.
Like racial. I have
Otherwise, you're tired by the time you finish. And...
Well, pleasure doing business with whoever this lady was.
Right.
What was her name?
My name?
Steve.
Not Steve. You're not even here. You ought not be talking. No. It's Mexnaliak.
That's hard.
What?
But it sounds like a respectable name.
At least I'm not Mr. Erich. That's a hard one to pronounce.
I'm
Oh
just
god,
saying,
she's
now-
been stuck with Eric for like 8 hours hearing stories as he's counting.
She's okay with it as she looks over her counter where she has just piled an amount of money, and as she sees you out, you hear the door click.
She's moving. She's moving on up.
There you go. Bought some soul coins.
We were walking down the street. 20 copper for a soul coin. God damn it.
What are you doing? I'm crushing the economy.
Your friends are gone.
Is there a bar?
There was that last stop.
That sounds like a bar.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go there.
Bunch of lemurs just sort of look up at you as you walk in.
I just keep
I know a
seeing
great
King
story
Julian.
about the works of the lemurs during the Blood War.
As you just literally walk in.
Every time you say that, all I see is King Julian.
Yes, I know a good story about this. Recently happened. Great heroics at the Blood War by the Lemurian band, showing up all the higher devils.
You end up with strange drinks bought for you. But they taste strangely ironish.
Well, I drink them. And I tell stories.
We're just counting on that new Tiefling constitution to be able to process whatever this is.
Typhlings don't get a con bonus.
I just assumed they're allowed to drink blood without negative effects.
Is it blood? I think I'd know
It's not quite blood.
It's
It
an iron.
is ironish.
Yeah.
It might be broccoli or peanut butter. Those are what
Spinach?
I know. Spinach, yeah, it's spinach based.
If anything,
Well, did you know lemurs are
it is
actually
literally
hipsters?
the loose iron from slag that ends up mixed as part of it. It is literal iron.
No, lemurs are hipsters at spinach.
Lemurs are not hipsters.
They got beanies on. They're like ridiculous, unnecessary scarves in hell.
Layer stuff in vegan hell.
I don't know. Someone's
So you guys,
the bar food's all cauliflower dough pizza.
With kale toppings and, like, lentil soup.
no vegetables for you.
So we took him in, go back out. Erich's not there. Find nearest bar.
There's like just sort of a grouping of these sludge people that are just all enraptured by his tales. He's saying something about, managing to cook things to the point that the cookies came to life.
Gotta play to your crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, ready to go?
Yeah.
No, yeah. I bid them all good day.
And leaves without paying.
At some point, someone's taking up Erich right out of staff.
I mean, if somebody asked, I totally would. But yeah, I wouldn't even think of it.
They literally can't actually talk to you.
Then yeah, wouldn't even think of it. Yeah. I'm telling a
They're
story.
the best audience for a group of things who are bored and actually probably happy for the story, but can't tell him no.
The one behind the bar is like, and you're like, you have a nice day. He just walks out.
Love nothing more than a captive audience.
Yes.
Oh god, he's gonna talk to the coins. They can't escape. The poor bastards can't escape.
Filled with such hunger for adventure.
And he's like, he left and come back, and he's like, now we've got 2 Kaladins.
Wait, what?
I'm talking to my soul coin.
Oh.
Who am I like?
Mine's a rock, so...
Completely different.
Kalidan has a mental problem, and you're mocking it. That's wrong.
Let's be fair. Does Erich Rauda not have a mental problem?
No.
Rampant narcissism is a kind of problem.
Exactly. So we head back off to, the city center.
Yeah, there's not too far from actually this sort of spot. Probably within sight of the end of it is, and after what used to seem maybe they've tried for beautiful gardens, but that slag from some sort of metalwork seems to have, poured over and destroyed much of the garden. There is sort of this slightly leaning sort of tower that's sort of being propped up and actively sort of pushed, and people are hoisting it to pull it back the other way. It's probably a good 5-story tower. Tallest thing you've seen standing here.
Standing, well... Not really.
But they all are still doing hard physical labor to erect the city, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good for them.
So is this where we're going, this tower?
That was what all signs pointed to, yeah.
So if we
So
took
is
a
this
soul
where Beelzebub
coin,
is?
put it in one of your
Who are you asking?
I don't know, somebody nearby.
skeletons.
Who
You
isn't
could
a
make a
blob person
sentient
that can't
skeleton.
You just see people right around here.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go and knock on the tower door. If it has one.
The one they're
Make a luck
hoisting?
check.
And not use the D12.
He could have, but...
That's a 13.
13? Yeah, you're not gonna draw.
Then I do so.
Lemur kind of opens the door and looks up.
I'm here to see Lord Beelzebub.
You hear sort of squishy noises moving away from the door.
I don't know if he's home.
Oh, well, wait. Like, eventually something that can talk will probably show up in this area and we can ask them.
Do we
Or if we really want to wait, we can, start asking the sword.
And the tower just sort of shift. So that you can sort of see the top sort of start to waver. And the door just sort of lifts up as it sort of slides upward off the hinges. And a big red face of a buffoon.
Not it.
Your noise ugly is untold. Oh, really not too bad yourself.
Oh, yeah. This is a new face.
Oh, yeah. So, it's quite quick. They said you were quite ugly. You got it fixed rapidly. Yeah, I don't think I left you here that long. Sort of starts walking at the door. Oh wait, no, I was here for another reason. You were looking for Beelzebub?
Yes.
Mostly to get down to the next layer.
Oh,
But I'm told we have to talk to him first.
yeah.
Nick, let the bard handle it.
The thing is, he'll meet
Maybe
Beelzebub
that was the
first.
one he was talking about so ugly. It's a pity, then. But still, are you expected?
Well, I imagine at least I am. I'm fairly well known.
Well, if you're expected, you can come in, and the rest that aren't, you can go to hell. Just sort of turns and walks.
Yeah, he says that. We're all just like,
This guy.
you know, he's got little pit babies around somewhere.
Well, I think he just gave us free reign.
Well, I mean, you are my entourage, so you're probably expected.
So as he sort of walks, tucks the door up under his arm.
Yeah, follow him into the tower.
Yeah. Drags over a little end table and another sort of vase that he sort of props and sits the door down. Take a seat. Careful. I'll be back.
No.
Starts climbing too rickety of a ladder for his scale and sort of trying to wedge wings up into a little trapdoor into a room the next floor up. And sort of here you see the dust sort of go as he walks across that room from the ceiling.
You know, for a place that
And you
builds
could-
a lot of buildings, they aren't trying very hard.
You can kind of see almost as the tower shifts as he moves about.
It gets worse the closer it is.
Yeah,
You sort of-
we've asked that of her multiple times. Canada does not have a magical sense of sticks. You cannot tell if it's directly below us.
And just sort of as you... do you sit on the table couch option?
I sit on my broom.
I'll sit on the table, if only because I was asked to.
I remain standing because it's a table, so it probably won't survive me sitting on it.
Technically it's a door on a vase and a table, but...
I sit over the table.
the table side.
Yes, not the face side.
Sand.
You sort of see off in that corner the little lemur that had answered before was just sort of pushed itself off into a corner of the room, sort of looking out at you kind of inquisitively.
Give Erich bonuses. Here, have an inspiration. Have a, enhanced ability. Because I figure the
eventually the
spell
trap
slot's
door
better used for this. We're not
opens
fighting
once again,
Beelzebub.
and sort of a rope, silk rope, just sort of falls in from above, and you just sort of see this humanoid form sort of sliding its way down. Quite beautiful, almost. Nearly angelic, save ridges beneath the brow that seem large and sort of invasive, and little twitchy protrusions that seem burnt and broken coming off of its back. Otherwise, just a beautiful human.
Uncanny valley.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
like an angel turned to devil.
Yeah.
Well, I'm unsure about the eye things below its eyes, but
Ridges, like almost like
Like a Klingon.
that harsh brown. I don't know enough Star Trek to know, but possibly.
There you go, he said it. This guy looks like a Klingon.
Wait, is it the new Klingons or the old Klingons?
definitely not the old Klingons. Those were just, I think, brown people.
They don't want to talk about the ridges. They quite specifically don't want to talk about the ridges and how that happened.
But yeah, no, it's basically like some sort of weird bony structure underneath the skin. No, not nearly as much forehead stuff. More like just the eyebrows bone itself, like the brow bone is out in protrusion.
Okay.
Some of us were just born that way.
What's gonna say?
If you heard that, you look like an angel.
Almost.
Like an angel that turned into a devil. You would like to talk.
Well, I would like to talk.
This is my colleague, the famed Erich Rauda, speaking on our behalf to petition Lord Beelzebub to enter the next layer of hell.
Kind of just sort of twitches an eye as you mispronounce his name.
Beelzebul.
Beelzebul?
Yeah.
I would have said it right. I just heard it, but
But you also heard him mispronouncing.
What? Lord Beelzebub. The mighty, powerful sovereign of this lair.
mm-hmm. Then I turned the floor over to Erich.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you'd be a much better conversationalist.
I am offended, good sir.
Really?
Yes.
You've had plenty of people to talk to. My friends, they brought you drinks. It was so nice. Perhaps it'd be nice to allow your friends to have some conversations. I know he's itching to talk.
I can speak for us if I must.
Quite good.
At least they didn't pick me this time.
Yeah.
They do seem to want Kalidan
There
to
you
hold
go.
a conversation.
I'm going to take this as a personal win. These devils know that talking to me is a losing proposition.
And if nothing else, that you were
Do you know the
actually
reason?
expected.
No.
No, do you? Okay, I was gonna say, I don't know how much this is this edition versus older editions.
No. And if it's something specific, no, I don't know. I'm just taking it as a personal one that he knows he can't beat me in a match of wits.
I'm pretty sure he could beat you in match of wits, maybe not words.
Well, this is how I'm taking it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, try and convince Erich of that. He thinks he fought a dragon and cursed it.
I did.
So then-
and that happened.
What have we say?
We are petitioning to go to the lower levels to meet.
You'll die.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
True.
It is true for both of us.
Who hasn't, right?
Is there a specific treachery or environmental hazard that is guaranteed to kill the lower levels?
Oh, the storms. They'll rip your flesh from your bone.
I believe Guide Cannon mentioned that once we pass through the 7th layer.
Oh, you've a captain, have you?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
She's not been here.
No, she says this is her first time through hell. This reincarnation or other such things, she has some memories, but yes.
In the waters, yes.
But
Still, mercenary.
You're very fond of giving away others' secrets.
yeah, no, this is how how Jimmy Charisma's.
No, Nick, you are fond of giving away others'
Yeah, you've done this in other campaigns.
Yeah, no, it's people ask stuff, and it would be rude not to answer the questions.
I like to point out secrets are inherently wrong. So I don't object.
Yes. So, if we pass through from this layer to the next, we will be ripped apart by storms. Is this correct?
I suppose it's liable the case.
Well, is there a way to bypass the 8th layer and go directly to the 9th?
Hey,
He
do
would-
you have a back door into the 9th layer?
He would kill for that information.
Perhaps, if you find it, I'll help you get there.
No.
On
Is there some treachery foot I'm unsure of Beelzebub wanting to rule hell from the 9th layer?
We're in hell, Nick.
Who doesn't want to go down there and knock on a man's door?
We're talking about a guy who participated in a failed coup.
Not the most trustworthy then.
Yeah, thank God you're giving away secrets.
Yeah. Jimmy, none of this information down.
Nope.
So, do you know the way to pass, along with getting access to the 8th layer, a way to pass through to the 9th?
I do, but we don't. The characters would never know the answer I could give.
Oh, I've little knowledge of that which is below me.
Well, I mean, if you could just show us the way down, we could figure it out.
I'm distinctly not talking to you.
But that is a salient point, that we do have magics and other about us that may protect us from the winds and such. But first, we would need to know how to access the next layer.
I can control wind a little bit.
That is an interesting ability. I honestly don't believe it will work there, but I'd really love to see you try.
Just show us the way down. And I will happily fulfill your desire.
I myself wouldn't be able to go with you anyways. I must...
Well, if I
Continue
come
my
back
time.
around, I'll tell you about it.
Oh, are we assuming that he doesn't have eyes and ears down there?
What?
Well, that is literally what he has said.
I mean, you believe him?
I mean, what would he do? Lie?
No, he will clearly give away all of his secrets right
I've
off
never
the bat.
lied to you.
Well, that's good.
So, we were talking.
Yes, the passage to the next layer, and maybe how to survive it.
I don't believe you'd be able to, but you could certainly sacrifice yourself there.
Does that mean we would have to pay a soul to get through it? No. If we did that, all the devils would be doing it. Just getting souls in the upper layers and throwing it in there first or something.
But really, I, myself, control the river here.
Yes, we were told it.
I've damned it.
Yes.
I control it. I have levies. I have machines. It's all fancy. Perhaps, you would need, to make it worth my while.
How about a diamond pony?
That's a lie.
I'm just saying, he sounds like Handsome Jack.
He wouldn't know what it is. He did not play those.
Borderlands?
Yes.
Well, the living diamond pony.
I know, yeah. I figured out the game. I'm proud of myself for that much.
So, you want something to allow us access to the River Styx so we can go commit suicide in the next layer?
That would be quite enjoyable, wouldn't it?
Less so for us, who would be both dying and giving something up.
Since you're dying anyways, I don't think you need it. Really, think about that. You've not much to lose. You're going to lose it all anyways.
Turn back to the dwarfs. Like, did you have plans for getting through such trials and tribulations?
How about you ask him what he wants?
He wants oil.
Not that I can sacrifice here. Save a fight if you want to try that.
Well, I meant the actual surviving, not giving something up to him. But well, what would your asking price be to allow us the pleasure of committing suicide on the next level?
I suppose a soul from each of you.
Well, that seems excessive. And some of us are already double booked.
Well, we could see if there's contracts to renegotiate. really need a labor force. Everyone that seems to come work here ends up doing a real rubbish job. Looks at the lemur in the corner.
So it's all a means to an end. It's all about building the city anyhow. So he doesn't actually want your souls. He wants stuff to help him build up the city. That is his goal.
Use message to talk to Ryan. How do you think you could build buildings with fabricate?
Yes. Parts of them slowly.
We may be willing to give a week of our time to fabricate you some buildings. If
And he's like, I could provide you with the necessary knowledge in order to be able to cast fabricate if you have a scribe come and copy it down.
And then wizards to cast it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, much of as esteemed as my labor force is, I do not believe many of them are quite that accomplished. I believe it's more of the purview of those who perhaps not.
I have.
If we could make this tower not wobbly, could we go?
I will let you make a persuasion check. They're going to do well there. That's what I get for grabbing your dice, right?
That was a foolish move.
Yeah. 29.
Sounds like a good deal.
And can you make a copy of said scroll?
Yes, if you give me
Accompanying
the
it?
supply. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Also, if you are interested, I could give you the locations of some of your laborers that have escaped.
Me as a game master is curious what you're...
I'm talking about
The
the
ones
drags on the
ones that
outside
are
of the
hiding.
city.
I don't think those are his labor force. The labor force are the wubwubs. The souls just sort of live
Yeah,
here.
in the city has all... You have not seen any of the people there that are there living in the slums that is abandoned. It has all been devils once you're in the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
You've actually not seen any of those people, the squatters, once you've gotten into the... past that first force.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I will be willing to copy down a scroll of fabricate for him, and then I can look over the building and find out where the structural problems are.
Yeah, it's... it is in fact the plane itself trying to rip parts of it down, but you can reinforce it with thick enough things, harness the slag and the fields outside of it, and just sort of build up a layer that...
No. Mayan step symbol.
And
This is a structure that is very hard to follow.
I'm
When you're not wrong.
Let's see you wobble this down, hell!
Another thing that I think of, because it is the plane that's causing the issue, one of the things that I tried to do to reinforce the building is I attuned some iron rods that I put into the building to the frequency of the material plane, and see if maybe that might extend the time of the degradation.
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
How long is this going to take?
Who knows?
How many casting of fabricate do you have a day?
If that's what I'm doing for the day,
To assume.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
Okay. Yeah, there are other things involved, but it's enough that it will probably be here another day.
22?
Yeah. 22?
Or, I guess, guidance. 23.
Before you make...
Yeah.
Always throw the d4 down first.
But yeah, either way, it's basically the same thing. I mean, yeah, sure, it's definitely not hurting.
So while he takes a day to do that, he said, I heard the smith.
Yeah, you did.
I think a long rest if we're having it this time.
Yeah, because you didn't get in on that last one.
Yes.
I'm going to wander off and find the snow.
And you have to be in your mansion to actively be holding it, or
Nope.
you're using your castings for fabricate anyway. So
I'm going to keep one for the mansion.
That 7 was already counting that.
Yep.
okay. So do you choose to do that, or do you just sleep on the floor here?
Oh, if the mansion's available, yeah.
Yeah. I'll keep the mansion available.
Okay, so do you cast it before you
Yeah,
start?
I can keep it up
Okay.
Then yeah, I go
indefinitely if we need to.
instead of on the Lord's floor.
So what's the smith doing?
Forging.
Yeah, I know. I know he's forging. I want to know what he's doing, though.
A poor job.
Walk over,
It's
see him.
disgraceful.
Walk over, see him do it. Start judging. Leave.
Especially if it's one of the wub-wubs.
You know, they say fabricates a circumstantial spell, but I've come up with a lot of circumstances.
I don't know. Fabricates a circumstantial spell if you don't have an imagination of, hey, look at all these logs I have. Wall.
I was planning on making a drill in order to get at the stuff in the walls that I want to collect. But
So you follow the sound until you find the shop, but you can hear it's coming from behind, and there's sort of like a lean-to sort of behind it where the forge sits. And there is a large creature, giant sort of tusks out the side of its face, a good 11 foot tall, bulky as can be, muscular, sort of a greyish skin and sort of spines at the top of his head. Small little eyes between it. He's already looking at your direction when you walk around the corner. Shops around the front if you need to buy something. With these big elephantine arms, just leveling metal, just sort of
Making bars.
making basically bars.
Bar stock.
Yeah, well,
I walk back around the front, walk into the shop.
Immediately from the front, and there is a little imp sort of perched on the counter there.
Walk over, pat him on the head.
He bites your finger.
Kank.
But in here there are just rods and bars of metal, nails in buckets and buckets. It is largely a labor force. Tools, hammers, shovels.
What a blacksmith shop would actually be full of.
I go and look through the bar stock. Is there anything decent in there?
I mean, it is well done. It is...
No, not quality, but what are the types of metal?
It is largely, as far as what you recognize, iron or similar. There's something that some of the material has a more ashy appearance.
Do they have adamantine?
No. They're basically have iron and some native metal that you don't recognize.
You did hear Ryan talking about held metal earlier.
yeah, but I would be using it for non-crafting purposes. For pretty much.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, my character, I'm pretty sure has heard of adamantine. Doesn't know what the heck hell metal is.
Okay.
Well, it's a new metal you've got maybe only...
Alright.
for
Shrug,
phone
walk
or
out,
something.
look for more shops.
No. The one that they'd been into is now locked and has a closed sign on the door. You can't really read it because you don't know Infernal, but there's a new sign on the door and it's locked.
Alright.
There's the bar. There's otherwise the other actual store is the quote-unquote general store.
Walk in. Is there another imp on the bar? If so, it's getting a pat on the head.
No.
The Hellhound will also get a pat on the head. don't know. It's a dog.
Oh,
Dogs
okay.
get pats on heads.
If the Hellhound's a devil and was it in there?
I don't know what the heck's in there. I don't read that crap.
No, let's do one of the Abishe. The
That doesn't tell me anything.
you've actually met them before. They're the dragon devils that you guys had some interaction with back at the temple.
They were the dicks.
Yeah, the dudes who were at the temple.
There's a sort of a white Abishe
Coloring book.
with the dread kind of tendrils.
Walk in, start looking around.
Just things hanged and tied by wire, and you know, for the most part, it's a lot of general normal goods that a normal person would need to get by in a small town society. Beyond that,
I'm doing the. It would be remiss of me not to check.
He's just looking if there's any Hell exclusives.
see sort of a blackened sort of cat's paw wrapped around, tied to twine to make a necklace. See some sort of slightly glowing chunk of like.
This is where our stupid trinkets
Rock.
come from, apparently.
You know what Peyton will.
I've had to read through the stupid trinkets many, many times.
There's a jar full of toenails.
A bag full of teeth.
A white chess queen.
An unbreakable arrow.
A pipe. A banner.
That actually wasn't a trinket. That was.
Yeah, that is an actual common magical item that I still find hilarious.
Oh no, it was a arrow of unusual make, like ancient or something.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing of use in this job. You could have just said that.
I mean, it really. I don't know what you're looking for.
Well, adamantine for one.
No, there is no adamantine here.
Any magical items?
Do you have detect magic?
Yes.
Are you using it? Because you haven't
Sure.
said that you're detecting magic.
Sure, I'll use detect magic.
The cat's paw is magical. There is also a. There is also sort of like a glass bottle that is magical.
Alright, so nothing of use.
Take that glass bottle and drink whatever's inside.
No.
There is something.
Put something in it, then drink
I don't know, find a fairy, stuff it inside.
it. That's a free heal.
Okay, so I walk out.
Okay.
I go back to the mansion. What do you mean?
So, in order for them to just be entering, I'm guessing the door is just visible while you're outside of it?
Oh, I can close or shut it.
You can whitelist people, can't you?
Yeah, it's a whitelist thing. I have to choose who gets to enter.
So it does make a mighty shine wherever it opens or closes, but no one else can just walk in.
Okay.
Yep. So I whitelist
The party?
us and Cannon and Laduguer.
Because
They'll
your,
just stay in there.
your new Yeti buddies can wear plate, can't they?
Frost guys?
I've made splint mail for the one that I have.
Yeah, I know. I was looking for adamantine. I thought it would be funny.
That would need a lot of that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I went to the blacksmith and was looking at his bar stock.
Yeah, no, the huge armor is heavy. Thing weighs like 250 some odd pounds.
It would be really funny, though.
Yes. So, yeah, you head in. But yeah, unless anyone else does anything,
Nope.
sort of pass your day and meet your agreed upon bargain. And he will just sort of go and lift open the boards in the floor beneath where the rope had fallen. Just like that. And if you look down, there's like this sort of cavernous pit. Literally the tower. And this would have been great knowledge as far as trying to figure out the easiest way to stable it would be to not build it on top of an open pit. But you've just widened it out enough that your structure beyond the pit is now holding it up. But there is sort of a cavernous pit of which, from this sort of jagged crack in the side of the wall, the water is spewing out with occasional the corpses, the spirits within sort of spewing out of this crack in the wall that is much smaller than any of them actually are, and they're just sort of being drugged through the Styx water, and it sort of splashes on the far end and kind of...
So that's the dam?
It's not technically a dam. It's just covered over a crack that it goes through in the ground.
Which way is the machinery?
Well, which way is the door to the next layer?
Yeah.
Straight just goes down.
No.
I go ahead and
Well, that's easy to do.
tear off a sheet of notes for
Yeah.
future improvements based off what I've seen.
So besides wishing a prayer and luck of just jumping in and hope we're not ripped to shreds, do we have any plans?
I don't know.
Well, we have to set up the boat. We can't go into the water.
We have to kind of have an understanding of the situation going forward before we can make informed decisions on what we're going to be doing.
Well,
Our current information is everyone who goes there is ripped apart. Which I don't even know how we got that information. Who will live to tell that tale?
Well,
that's
one
how
of
you
the
know.
one of the pieces that you got that from is from the last of Canon's memories from before, when that was the end of the line. That memory ended when they died.
Yeah. So
It was literally they didn't live to tell that tale.
past life.
Yeah.
And then the other person who confirmed that was Beelzebul.
I don't know. Granted, it might murder our ship, but we have successfully cast Tiny Hut on the ship and had it moving.
And that would prevent things from entering the tiny hut space.
Well, yeah, so the ripping, tearing wind.
Right. So that would be able to protect us while on the ship.
Yeah.
But we're not going to be able to navigate the 8th layer on a ship, presumably.
Well, I mean, we can go out and try.
We can make the attempt.
Yeah, basically in the cavern, it's spewing across the wall and sort of gathering and sort of spinning its way down a drain as it just sort of constantly hits and just sort of flows around.
So, like, I don't have any spells to make us not instantly die. Tiny Hut's the only one I can think of your repertoire you've shown us.
Worst comes to worst, we just go home.
Or whatever afterlife we have.
Do we have enough room to even get on the boat before we...
You basically would be probably going with the smaller boat and just sort of piling on so you could hold it up and just everyone jump as you're basically on either a rickety ladder or hanging on the side of a rope on down into this little cavern.
As we fly down with our brooms and get the boat set up between us.
I give you the normal option if you want to do your way.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll have to do that. We got to have the boat floating, and then I've got to be there for 10 minutes to cast Tiny Hut. And
Yeah, you basically would not be able to cast Tiny Hut on it on this end of things.
Well, we have the other option of everybody getting the portable hole.
And no, we can press that out afterwards.
Press what out?
You can. Erich has proven you can push your way out of a portable hole. You cannot be stuck in one.
Oh, yeah, you can't be stuck in one. No, I was just, as far as pocketing everybody so we wouldn't have to deal with the complications.
His comment is, if there wasn't a space to lay it flat, there's still a way to exit it if it's not laid flat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we go
I don't know. Put Frost Giant in, everyone get in hole?
Get an Erich's hole?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not. I don't know if there's that much space.
I don't know. Could it fit whatever the 5 of them?
Cannon can't go.
I can't go.
Yeah, he can't go.
Why bother? We'll just run that risk
What?
of going into the winds.
Okay, yeah.
Just roll them dice. We'll be fine, probably.
Yeah, let's just jump down. The worst thing that happens is we get
Hold
into the
on.
campaign.
Give me a minute. I sit, and by minute I mean an hour. I sit there and ask the sword, how can we survive the eighth layer's winds?
Don't go there.
Oh, also, if I had a long rest,
You had a long rest before your whole work.
okay.
Like, you finished your work yesterday, today, so you slept the night before and today, so you're...
Okay,
you can
so
have
I
anything
haven't
else.
used up all my slots on fabricate.
No, this is the point where you have the day you've just done the work. So you have just.
Oh,
used them
then
all.
we would probably sleep with, 24 hours the
Then
mansion
I will
has.
need to rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then we go down.
Yeah, then we go down, and Nick can ask us...
So he just sort of says, "Here, your door is open now."
Go down there and go in the mansion.
The mansion enters above there because he used it, and it was his only use. But he's giving you the opportunity to go down to the Styx now.
No.
Can we just go?
Well, yeah, I can't do anything if I don't get the spells.
Yeah.
So,
Will you allow us to sit here for an hour? Well, no, we're just hovering on brooms. And
Can't we just go?
no, we're gonna die if we don't have
We'll
a
be
plan.
fine.
It will be fine. I'm glad to see Kalidan
Cannon and
coming around.
Laduguer can hang on to the ladder for an hour.
Yeah.
You have, I'm sure, at least an hour on your boots. And the other 3 of you have your brooms. Enough that, really, he doesn't rush you other than get down in the trap door so I can seal this back up.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're just below his house and you have all the time his boots will last.
Yes.
But still, it's good to see Kalidan's coming around to the sense of adventure.
If he really had the sense of adventure, he would just go.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand. These guys, you dragged you down. They slow you up. So I get that. And Cannon still doesn't come around, and I know he's kind of attached to her. They make a cute couple.
I'm gonna drown you.
And that soul water that will actively devour it.
So what do you ask?
How can we survive on the 8th layer of hell that we're about to enter?
If I throw Dust of Dryness into this stream, will it create a water hammer destroying whatever dam he set up?
I have to explain the physics of the water
You,
hammer.
from the comments,
Don't know.
you don't know that there is any dam. You listen to everything. Yeah, about high enough in time. Make
Because he said there was a dam.
insight.
Theoretically, if you threw it at the hole and the dust works backwards, sucking all the water out from there, then another, big wall of water comes.
6.
So 10 with those.
15?
15? Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're not really sure. You're not sure, I mean, to the extent of what the dam really is. Yeah.
No.
He seemed iffy when he was talking to you about it as far as...
It is machines and things.
Yeah, the guy was kind of standoffish.
So, what did the sword say?
You gotta ask a random question.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted because there's an hour of this while he's doing this other stuff, so...
I know, this is just like, we're talking this to death. We have no choice but to go forward or to plane shift home. So I don't know why we're discussing it.
Whoa, we have way more choices than that.
It's shelter that keeps you safe. That which is upon you may last longer through the cold, but something more stable would be more effective.
Best I got from that is we need to build a tiny house and drop it in there with us. Or, put up the big boat, angle it down, and I'll get in the cabin. Stabler constructions of protection and home, or protection is best bet.
Is this another layer that's going to attack my equipment? I'm not happy about this.
But also, if all else fails, we'll wrap ourselves in much of the furs as we have left.
So yeah, I guess we need to get our cold weather gear strapped to us if we've probably taken it off.
Yeah. You have absolutely taken it off.
Yes.
And then down, down, down we go. Down, down to Goblin.
Did everyone still have cold weather gear?
I did.
Yeah.
I don't know if mine survived. What are you, drunk?
But if it was angled nose down, could we fold the boat out all the way in this hole?
I mean, also, you do realize that basically it's going down to it.
Oh.
I mean, obviously that doesn't truly matter, or you wouldn't get through it.
Yeah.
But it's still the kind of how much is this gonna allow?
Like, I don't know how high the masts are on this. But it has masts, if that answers your question.
It does have masts?
Yeah.
Then no.
Oh.
That way, yeah, that does.
Will it fit? No.
So, everyone bundle up, get ready to turn the boat into the bigger boat as soon as we get there, and hope for best. Bundle, bundle, everyone hug up together.
Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
Kalidan on the outside.
Onto unexplored wilds.
Who is the one with the least amount of cold weather gear?
But the most
Has he
amount
used-
of metal armor.
Yeah,
I think
as
I
he
have
used
to
most
leave
of it more sacrificially to ensure more gear was protected than
I
the
only,
rest
have,
of you.
I only have a skirt worth of fur.
Yeah.
But I figure that's like a small cloak.
But yeah, so the boat just sort of crashes and then goes one way and then starts going with the sort of the drain until
Into the toilet.
stretching out at the bottom.
Spaghettification?
Yep.
Neil deGrasse.
A little bit wheezy, but smashing down again. You hear shattering, and you feel the cold. The wind whips around. The particles of ice just sort of blowing through the air. It hurts on any bit of exposed skin you have. It's causing pain. It's uncomfortable. It's frozen. The boat is sliding along this top of this sheet of ice that is literally freezing mid-air as it is collapsing down into this plane as you're going down the side of this,
Water mountain.
yeah,
So,
water mountain.
Hear me out. All we need is to let it go.
Is the wind all going in one direction?
It's whipping all around.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
using my power. Is it all going in one
It's
direction?
whipping all around.
So my power doesn't work here.
It does not work here.
Does it? Can I make it stop raining?
It's not so much rain as shards of ice.
Alright.
So if we let it go, will the cold not bother us
Let it
anymore?
go. Let it go.
You tried the joke like 3 times. No one's watched
Eventually,
Frozen.
No,
got through
no.
it.
Vic interrupted.
Does it look like I've ever seen Frozen?
I can't see. My back's to it.
Does he have posters?
No. It's
Oh.
it's the Blu-ray. And I've never seen it, but I just recently bought it.
Oh, none of you seen Frozen? It's
pretty
really,
good.
It's really.
I know.
good.
I think I would love it. I just never got around
It
to
is.
it.
I don't trust.
That's why
your
I
judgment.
bought
Who
it.
falls in love with somebody they just met?
Don't be picking on my Disney movies.
Disney movie?
I enjoyed the new Wreck-It Ralph for just the small scene where it involves the princesses.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. The
Anyways,
rest of the movie was yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a pretty good
Yeah.
part.
yeah, we'll end there as you are
Discussing
landing here
Disney
in the new
princesses
Frozen land, and then
of Arendelle.
6,000 experience.
I like to point out we didn't
Not
have to
level us?
Yeah.
Or
we didn't have to make
What
any
does that put
death
you up to?
saves.
16.
Level 16. Hope you enjoy it.
How much XP? 6,000 you said?
Yeah. And join us next time for
195.
Yep.
Kanya?
195.
Kanya?
Kanye West.
Kania.
Kania. Join us for Kania next time. Bye.